Hey y'all, welcome to the Almond Family Homestead. Today we're going to take a road trip to Baker Creek Seed Company. This is the center courtyard, the hotel, Nellie's restaurant, and the apothecary. And then over here are some vendors, and they're having some bands come and play today. Here we are inside the apothecary, and I'm sorry if the filming isn't that great. There are a ton of people here today. It's very hard to move in the buildings. It's very hard to film anything. There's a lot of home remedy things in here that you can buy. There's teas, there's soaps, there's candles, there's some essential oils. There's just all kinds of really neat things to purchase in the apothecary, and it smells really good in here. Next, we're going to head outside and we're going to talk to Mr. Clyde from Clyde's Garden Planner, and he's going to explain to us all about his garden planner. And he is just a really neat guy, and this is a really neat thing, and we use this on our homestead.
All right, my name is Clyde, and I have a very handy vegetable planting slide chart. Let me show you how it works. What you do is you slide the red frost line to your local frost date wherever you live. It works all over the United States. Here in my area, we slide it to mid-April. Once it's in place, each column is a week, and it gives you the first outdoor planting dates, the indoor seedling dates, and the expected harvest dates, all on a horizontal calendar. It's like a plan, and you work it from left to right. And you'll see you've got the cold crops they plant early and the warm stuff that plants later after it's safe to put them outside. Pull it open, and it gives you the seeds per 10-foot row, the planting depth, the distance between rows and between plants, the sunlight requirements, like in case you have shaded areas in your lawn, and the minimum soil temperature for germination. Get a cheap thermometer, check the soil so that you're not putting the seeds out too early. The expected yield, if you want to do some canning, you can use the yield to determine how long your rows need to be. And a natural companion, when you plant these with those, they nourish one another under the ground. This is the spring side of the chart. Flip it over, slide it to your fall frost date, and you have a nice setup for doing a fall garden. And I really recommend doing a fall garden. You'd be surprised how much you can grow, and there's less bugs. A lot of times my wife is still feeding us stuff out of the fall garden at Thanksgiving when the kids come home. So each chart comes with instructions and the frost dates for the United States and Canada. So you don't have to call anybody, you just look up a city near you and you can set the frost lines on the chart. We've been selling the chart for 21 years online, and we've sold over 300,000 of them, and I'd love to have you take one home and use it to help your family with your garden. And I'll tell you a little secret about this. If you go home and you plant seedlings because you're using the chart, you'll save the amount you spend on the chart in the first season as opposed to buying somebody else's seedlings. Okay?
We normally do plant all of our own seedlings, so where can we find these online?
They're at Clyde's Garden Planner, or you can look at ClydesVegetablePlantingChart.com.
All right, and I'll leave a link to that in the description below.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Clyde.
Yeah, you're very
We are
welcome.
at the flour mill, and this is the line for the cinnamon rolls. And there's a line for a reason. They are excellent.
So here we are inside of the bakery, and they sell jellies and jams and breads, and you can get all kinds of brownies and cookies and just different baked items in here today. They're also selling a vegan barbecue sandwich, which I'll show you that. But we're just going to take a look around, and then we're going to go upstairs. The seamstress is in today, so we're going to speak with her. They also have recipe books and that kind of things, but let's go upstairs and see the seamstress. Here we are upstairs in the bakery slash mercantile.
I have a seamstress and a weaving loom. This is a smaller weaving loom. And I saw all these beautiful dresses. And I have aprons. And then here's a look down below.
Now we're going to go speak to the seamstress. She is working on a quilt.
So what kind of quilt are you making? Do you have a particular pattern in mind?
Yeah, this is just steps. It takes longer to do than the others. This is a step pattern. What I call steps.
That's really pretty.
Here she's using a Singer double treadle sewing machine to sew these quilt blocks together. And my grandmother had one of these sewing machines, and she taught me, or tried to teach me, how to sew on it. And so I actually, what little sewing I have done, I have only done on a Singer double treadle sewing machine. I have recently got a new brother one, but still no luck at sewing. Here beside the bakery is a water wheel, and there's a little pond here that I'll zoom in on in a minute. You can kind of see the fishes. And then back behind this is their greenhouses, and we're going to get to take a tour of those, and that'll be in the next video. But here's a look at all the goldfishes. They have some really big goldfish in here, and they're all different colors. They're beautiful. It's very calming to stand here and look. And then you can also see they have some sheep and goats. Next, we're going to visit the blacksmith.
So this is just putting the little notches in. So. Then what I do is I take the, well, I need to reheat it, but I'm going to take the cross peen of the hammer and put some texture in it. Make it look a little bit like it was flint lapped, even though it's not.
How did you guys get here?
So
Follow
I'll just
us.
crank on the blower to get it hot. This little piece heats up really quick.
Stay.
It's ready to go again. So I don't know if you can see that texture in there that I'm putting in. I'm gonna actually dull the tip a little bit. It's a little too sharp. Decoration. Alright. Hot cut hardy, I'll use to cut it off. found the filing when it's hot is so much easier than filing cold. I do almost all my filing hot. That's just to take away the sharp edge from where I cut it.
You're not forward, that's the one. Forward is over the button.
So this is just a little decorative arrowhead, a fun thing to make. You look at it and pass it along.
So here's a little metal arrowhead that the blacksmith just made, and this is what it looks like up close. Pretty neat. Here's an old wagon that's just outside of the sheriff's office, and next we're going to go inside the sheriff's office. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. Here's a look at some old reward posters. There's Billy the Kid, there's the James Gang. It's just several really old. These were actual reward posters at one time, but I thought these were just really cool. This is just a replica of what an old-time jail would look like. Here at the Bakersville Seed Village, this was not actually a little town. These buildings have all been brought in and fabricated and just made to look like a little village. So this was not an actual jail. As far as I know, I've been wrong before, but I don't think that this was an actual village. Now we're going to head outside and kind of look around at the vendors and maybe get to hear some of the music. And here as we go out the door is a good piece of advice.
Today there's a lot of vendors. These people are selling black currant. And there's quilts and dresses and soaps and over here they're selling gems. And over here they're selling goat milk, soap, some jewelry, just all kinds of different handmade things and plants.
If you walk past that stone corner where they're making the goat milk soap, you'll come back behind and they have animals. There's some chickens here and there's some geese, and I'm going to show you those now.
Here are some geese.
There's some chickens, and now we're heading over to the seed store.
There's the outside of the seed store.
As you come inside the door at the Baker Creek Seed Store, right behind the door, there are some cheese cultures and yogurt cultures and bread dough mixes and some kefirs and some jams and jellies. Now I'm going to take you around the store and show you what I can. It is really packed in here today, and so it's kind of hard to record. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming along with us to the Baker Creek Seed Company's Garden Festival today. We really appreciate that you all take the time out of your day to watch our videos. So could you please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, share these videos with your friends, and we hope you all are having a very blessed day. Thanks for joining us at the Allman Family Homestead.